Hello students, I am Priyanka Chaudhary from RBNB College, Srirampur. We are going to study here 11 Science Physics chapter number 7, that is Thermal Properties of Matter. So in Thermal Properties of Matter, in the previous lectures of this chapter, we have studied about the meaning of the thermal properties. That means the properties of matter which are related to the heat exchange or the increase in the temperature. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to study about the heat transfer. So now what is the meaning of heat transfer? When we have if two objects, then when heat is transferred from one object to the another object, then we can say heat is transferred. That means there is the change in the temperature of the two objects. So here the heat transfer can be carried out by three different ways. The different ways of heat transfer are: the first method of heat transfer is conduction. The second method of heat transfer is convection, and the third method of heat transfer is radiation. Now these are the three different ways in which heat can be transferred in a object. Now this conduction method is generally used in case of solids. So in solids the heat is transferred by the method of conduction. So we can say that conduction method is used in the solids. Similarly, the second method is the convection. So this convection method is used in case of solids and the liquids. So we can use this method of convection in case of solids and liquids. And generally the radiation method is nothing but it is the transfer of heat through the electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiation. Now in case of conduction, there are heat transferred in between the two ends of any object. So the conduction is the slowest mode of transfer of heat, and in case of convection it is a rapid process of transfer of heat. And radiation, so this radiation is the fastest mode of heat transfer, and the speed of heat transfer in case of radiation is equal to the speed of electromagnetic waves. That is 3 × 10⁸ meter per second. So this is the speed of heat transfer by using the radiation method. So this is the fastest method. Convection is a rapid process, and in case of conduction this is the slow process. So this is about the heat transfer by using these three methods. Now we will study these methods one by one. So first we will study the first method of heat transfer, that is conduction. So now the first method of heat transfer is conduction. So in this method of conduction, if we have a one rod, then the one end of the rod, if we placed in a flame and the other end is in our hand, then the end which is in the flame gets heated and the temperature of that end increases. After some time, that temperature of the other end which is in our hand also starts increasing. This is due to the transfer of heat between two ends of a rod by the method of conduction. So in case of conduction, when one end is heated, the molecules from that end will vibrate and they will give their energy to the neighboring atoms or neighboring molecules, and the other end starts increasing slowly. So this is the method of conduction. In case of conduction, there are some materials or some solids, we can say, which are good conductors of heat. So these are called good conductors of heat. So all metals are good conductors of heat. So in case of conduction, there are good conductors of heat. So these good conductors of heat are also good conductors of electricity. So the examples of good conductors are silver, then aluminium, also we can say copper. That means we can say that all metals are the good conductors of heat. So all metals are the good conductors of heat. Similarly, there are some materials which cannot conduct heat or electricity. So these are called bad conductors of heat. So bad conductors of heat. So there are some examples of bad conductors of heat. Suppose wood. So wood is a bad conductor of heat. Then we can say cloth, air, paper. So these are some bad conductors of heat. So these are also bad conductors of electricity. So this is somewhat about the conduction. Now the next point that we are going to study is thermal conductivity. So the next point is thermal conductivity. So this thermal conductivity is nothing but it is the ability of solid to conduct a heat through it. So what is the thermal conductivity? It is the ability of the solid which conducts the heat through that solid. So in case of thermal conductivity, suppose we have one rod. Suppose this is a one rod. Then these are two ends of these rods. So the length of this rod is supposed x. So x is the length of this rod. Similarly, the rod has temperatures for these both ends. So this end has temperature T1, this end has temperature T2. Now suppose the one end of this rod is heated while the other end is not heated, but after some time here there is the increase in the temperature of a rod. So this increase in the temperature of rod will transfer the heat to other sections of this rod. It will transfer the heat to the other sections of this rod. But while transferring the heat, after some time, the temperature of each cross section of this rod becomes a constant. So this is the steady state condition of a rod. That means temperature of each section of rod is constant. So this is the steady state condition of this rod. Then in that case there is change in the temperature which is starting from the T1 towards the T2, and then this rod is at the same temperature, or the temperature is transferred as a heat. So in this case we can find out the temperature gradient from this rod. So this temperature gradient is nothing but it is the fall of temperature with distance between two ends of a rod. So we have the formula of temperature gradient as temperature gradient, and it is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by x. T1 minus T2 divided by x. So now T1, T2 and x, these are nothing but the temperature, and x is nothing but it is the distance or length of this rod. So we can write here T1 is the temperature of hot end. We have heated this part of rod, so it is a hot end. Then T2 it is the temperature of cold end. This end of a rod is cold as compared to this end. So we can say that T2 is the temperature of cold end. Similarly, this is the length of the rod. So what we can say here, x is length of the rod. So this is about the thermal conductivity or the temperature gradient. Now from this we can find out the formula for coefficient of thermal conductivity. So to find the coefficient of thermal conductivity, first we will consider a cube. So here we will draw a cube. So we have finding the coefficient of thermal conductivity. So here for that we have drawn one cube. So consider this cube. The cube has a length or distance between two ends is x. Then T1 is the temperature of one face of a cube and T2 is the temperature of the another or second face of cube. So now in case of this cube, when we heat the one end of this cube, the temperature or heat is transferred towards the other end. So the area of cross section of this cube is assumed to be capital A. Then we can have the heat transfer or amount of heat transfer between these two faces of cube can be find out. So amount of heat Q that flows in these two faces is, so the first point is directly proportional to the cross sectional area A of the cube. So the amount of heat Q is directly proportional to the cross-sectional area capital A of the cube. Then this Q, or we can say heat, is directly proportional to the temperature difference or temperature gradient between these two faces, that is T1 minus T2. So directly proportional to temperature difference T1 minus T2 between the two ends of a cube or two faces of the cube. Then it is directly proportional, that is Q is directly proportional to the time T in which heat flows from one end to the another end. Directly proportional to time T. And we can say that the heat is inversely proportional to the distance between this cube, that is x. So we can say that the heat is inversely proportional to the distance between two faces. Distance x between two faces. So now from these 4 points we can write the coefficient of thermal conductivity, that is Q. So Q is directly proportional to area A. Q is directly proportional to T1 minus T2, that is the temperature difference. then Q, it is directly proportional to the time for which heat flows from the one end to the other end. So time is taken in the second, and Q is inversely proportional to the distance between two faces. So by combining all these points, we can write out the amount of heat flows Q is proportional to A T1 minus T2 into T divided by X. So from this we can write Q is equal to K A T1 minus T2 into T upon X. So where K is called coefficient of thermal conductivity. So K is the coefficient of thermal conductivity. So now if in this formula the area A is 1 meter square, then the temperature difference, that is T1 minus T2, is 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. Then time, that is small t, is 1 second, and the distance between two faces, that is X, is nothing but 1 meter. So if we substitute all these values in this equation, we have Q is equal to K. That is, the coefficient of thermal conductivity K is equal to, or it is nothing but the amount of heat that flows from one end to other end when the area of the cube is 1 meter square, the temperature difference between two ends is 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin, and the time for which heat flows between two ends is 1 second. So from this formula we can find out the coefficient of thermal conductivity for any object. So this is about the thermal conductivity and coefficient of thermal conductivity. Next point we will study in next lecture. Thank you.